Need a little help?
Oh, don't you worry, my love. This year, nothing's stopping me.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and for this list we're looking at adverts that were heavily complained about, and some that were even banned from screens.
The rest of your holiday hinges on the moment you walk through that door.
Number 20. Junk food. This entry isn't any one specific ad, but rather all the unhealthy advertisements that have been banned before the watershed as of early 2026.
Got big McDonald's hunger? The new big arch is here.
We knew the ban was coming for a while, and it means that children should no longer be bombarded with adverts for fast food, crisps and fizzy pop.
The amazing one of Gumball has arrived at McDonald's!
That's all well and good, but some things on the list of banned products are baffling. Rice cakes, any meat or fish with breadcrumbs, croissants, and the vast majority of breakfast cereals. But people have been wanting successive governments to do something about junk food adverts for years, and now they finally have. Companies can still make ads, but they can't show these unhealthy foods in them.
Are you scared of it? No.
Number 19. Holidays are coming. Coca-Cola. "2024's Christmas season already saw Coca-Cola get massive backlash for putting out an AI-generated remake of its classic Holidays Are Coming spot, which sees a convoy of Coke trucks bringing festive cheer and fizzy drinks to all. But 2025 saw the company do the exact same thing again, only this time they avoided showing any creepy, uncanny human faces in the hopes that the AI would do a better job. Holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming. It still bungled all sorts of things, with barely any continuity between the short clips and various animals that don't live in this sort of environment appearing, including a panda and a sloth. It got over 250,000 dislikes on YouTube and is enough to make you crave a bottle of Pepsi. Number 18. Jab and Go. Ryanair.
COVID vaccines are coming, so book your Easter and summer holidays today with Ryanair.
Everybody's least favourite airline got into a lot of trouble back in 2020 when it launched this ad campaign, right in the middle of the second major COVID lockdown, the one that lasted from November all the way until April.
1 million seats on sale from $19.99 to sunshine destinations in Spain, Italy, Portugal, Greece, and many more.
Hearing the news that vaccines were soon going to be widely available, Ryanair jumped the gun and made an ad campaign encouraging people to book their spring holidays now in anticipation of getting the jab and everything being opened back up. People were so irate by the frivolous way it was treating the lockdown that they complained to the ASA, which upheld the complaints and ordered Ryanair to withdraw the advert.
So you could jab and go. Book today on Ryanair.com, and if your plans change, so can your booking.
Number 17. Are you late? Marie Stopes International. People were fuming about this advert when it appeared on screens in 2010. Commissioned by Marie Stopes International, a charity that operates an abortion helpline. A lot of pro-life groups and individuals in the UK were outraged. They perceived it as being an ad encouraging women to terminate their pregnancies, portraying pregnancy as a depressing, concerning situation, with women, all late for their menstrual cycles, looking off morosely into the distance. However, the ASA wasn't having it. They said that it didn't encourage anything of the sort, and merely offered advice to people going through an unplanned pregnancy, meaning that the ad remained on screens.
If you're late for your period, you could be pregnant.
Number 16. Marmite Rescue Team. Marmite.
We've had a couple of reports of neglect at this address. All we're going to do is have a little look around your cupboard.
Do you love this advert or hate it? Like Marmite itself, it's divisive. The advert follows a Marmite Rescue Team arriving at a house to save a neglected jar of Marmite that nobody wants to eat, placing it with a good home who will eat the polarising spread.
The team's only option is to remove the stricken jar.
Get him back, clean him up.
But it got a bevy of complaints, with one person telling the ASA that, quote, it trivialises the work of animal welfare charities, End quote.
Promise he will go to a good home.
I'm sorry.
Despite 500 complaints, however, the ASA said it wasn't going to investigate because there was no risk of widespread offence. Only a small number of people bothered to complain. Unilever tried to appease its critics by donating £18,000 to the RSPCA.
Love it, hate it, just don't forget it.
Number 15. Bedtime Stories. Department of Energy and Climate Change, DECC.
There was once a land where the weather was very, very strange. There were awful heat waves in some parts, and in others terrible storms and floods.
The children who grew up with this ad are now old enough to look back with some horror at it, commissioned by the Department of Energy and Climate Change back in 2009.
Some places could even disappear under the sea, and it was the children of the land who'd have to live with the horrible consequences. The grown-ups realised they had to do something.
A father is telling his young daughter a story about how, because of global warming, all of her favourite animals were soon going to suffer horribly in heat waves and mass floods, and all because she didn't remember to turn the lights off. Ofcom and the ASA both ended up investigating to see whether the ad was biased, but perhaps they should have examined its effectiveness, since all it seemed to do was scare children half to death.
Is there a happy ending?
It's up to us how the story ends.
Number 14. Favourites. McDonald's.
Mum.
Yes, love?
What was Dad like?
Widely dubbed the McDonald's Dead Dad advert, this spot missed the mark on so many levels. We're following the life of a young boy who's reminiscing about his late father, who he doesn't really remember. His mother tells him all about his dad, with the boy getting increasingly sad that it doesn't sound like they had anything in common.
He was never scruffy. Always smart. And his shoes. So shiny you could see your face in them.
That is until they get to McDonald's, and it turns out that his dad's favourite food was a McDonald's Filet-o-Fish.
What was your dad's favourite too? Tartar sauce. Well down his chin.
There was enough uproar that McDonald's pulled the ad of its own accord after the ASA got 100 complaints, with the company accused of monetising bereaved children. Number 13. Hooked. National Health Service, NHS.
Fine. Brilliant. All right, I'll see you on the 9th. Okay, bye.
Much like Bedtime Stories, this anti-smoking ad was truly horrifying. Commissioned for the NHS's Smoke-Free initiative, which aims to stop people from becoming smokers and help existing smokers quit, it shows cigarette cravings in an extremely violent way. We see a man get jabbed in the cheek by a fish hook, which pulls him all the way outside, representing how he has no control over his desperation for a cigarette break. Hooked got 800 complaints in 2007, with most of them saying that the ad campaign was upsetting to children, but the ASA found more issues with physical posters, which could be seen day or night by distressed kids.
The average smoker needs over 5,000 cigarettes a year. Get unhooked.
Number 12. The woman who made up her mind. Better together.
Paul says we have to do what's best for the country. And that's why it's so difficult to decide, isn't it?
Party political advertisements are allowed in select slots in the lead up to major elections, or indeed to important referendums. That's how this anti-Scottish independence ad made it onto the TV. In the ad, we see a woman talk about the referendum and how confused she is about the SNP and its claims that Scotland would keep the pound and keep its oil.
The more I think about it, independence seems like one big gamble, like it's not been thought through.
People were livid, with the pro-independence side calling the woman patronising and even saying that the ad was sexist. It's funny in hindsight though, because independence lost the referendum, but we are not sure this ad had anything to do with that, as much as Better Together would like to believe otherwise.
Do you know what? I've made up my mind. I'm going to do what's best for Scotland. So, that'll be a no from me.
Number 11. Car crash. Go.compare.
What you're about to see is based on a true insurance claim. In this reconstruction, Margaret Mahoney is played by Gio Compario.
You wouldn't want anything like this to happen if you hadn't made sure you had the absolute best deal on your car insurance. In this contentious ad from 2019, Gio Compario reconstructs a devastating car accident suffered by a supposedly genuine Go.Compare customer.
It was just another normal day in Margaret's normal life. But a chance encounter would turn her world upside down.
He drives his car over a fallen tree, flipping it all the way over, something quite likely to kill you in real life. Despite Gio crawling from the record largely unharmed, the ASA was hit with over 300 complaints, with people saying it was poking fun at car accidents and could make for upsetting viewing. Ultimately though, the complaints weren't upheld.
We never know what's around the corner, which is why Go.Compare now gives £250 free excess cover for when the unexpected happens.
Number 10. LED face masks.
Reviews were really good and I couldn't wait to give this a try.
This wasn't one particular ad, but many ads for these products in general, which got banned by the ASA in 2025. The body decided that many of these ads were misleading, often making spurious claims about being able to treat acne and rosacea with absolutely no medical evidence.
Janet and Graham each have a face and neck mask, costing $127.49, that claims to give you improved texture and a smooth and youthful appearance.
It's a rare example of these ads, which proliferate on social media, actually having something done about them. In fact, throughout all of 2025, people complained about ads on social media far more than any ads on normal television. The previous year, over 80% of ads the ASA investigated were online.
And then what we're going to do is just hit the wee button.
Blimey, this looks hilarious. It claims to reduce ageing in just 4 weeks.
Number 9. Desperate Dan. Pot noodle.
I do love Kate, it's just those sandwiches. I need something filthy, like a kebab, harder.
What is it about pot noodle that led to all these lewd adverts in the 2000s? While the one about the pot noodle horn is certainly more infamous, the complaints against it weren't upheld.
Tom, have you got the pot noodle horn?
Of course not.
For this older series of ads though, featuring the garish tagline, "The slag of all snacks," the ASA actually did get involved and ordered Unilever to stop using the tagline.
Excuse me, do you do pot noodle? Pot noodle. Pot noodle.
The rest of the ad is suggestive too though, following the implication that a man isn't satisfied in his boring, sandwich-filled relationship and needs to head into a seedy red light district to get his pot noodle fix. But it wasn't the filth that got the ad banned, but the violence.
Do you do pot noodle?
Round the back in 2 minutes.
That felt so wrong and yet it felt so right.
Pot noodle, the slag of all snacks.
Number 8. Blind football. Paddy Power. The ASA got over 1,000 complaints when this ad burst onto our screens, featuring real-life blind football players who all used to play for the England national team. While having a kickabout, a cat runs onto the pitch, the bell on its collar sounding exactly like the bells in the special ball the players use. One of the players subsequently kicks the cat, though we do later see that the cat is alive and well in a tree. But people were outraged, saying that the advert was mocking animal abuse. However, this is far from the most controversial Paddy Power advert. Years ago, they also did a campaign heavily featuring Oscar Pistorius, running bets on what the outcome of his trial would be.
Paddy Power can't get Tiddles back, but we can put the smile back on your face.
Number 7. Going nowhere. Nationwide.
Anyway, cutbacks, initial thoughts, downsizing. I could make do with this office here, I suppose, but that big space downstairs...
Has your local bank branch recently closed down? Probably, since bank closures happen basically every single day in the UK and have done for years. This Nationwide advert stars Dominic West as the dodgy manager of a rival bank, who says he's going to close his own branch even though Nationwide over the road aren't doing that.
By downstairs, do you mean closing the actual branch?
Mm-hmm.
The Nationwide are.
We're not nationwide, are we? We're nothing like them.
However, the public complained, and the ASA upheld the ruling, saying that it was misleading, considering that Nationwide had been closing branches. They had to change the end of the ad to saying that all of its current branches would remain open until 2028, rather than making the blanket statement that they're not closing any.
We promise to keep every branch open until at least the start of 2028. Nationwide, a good way to bank.
Number 6. Orange Man, Tango. Like Pot Noodle, Tango had its fair share of contentious, edgy adverts in the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, yes, we could be in for a quintessential tango taste sensation here.
One of the ones that got the most backlash was from 1992, featuring a man being slapped by another man painted orange, symbolising the tangy flavour of orange tango.
Why, yes, Tony, let's look again.
However, parents were livid, saying that the advert could encourage happy slapping amongst youngsters, which was something of a moral panic around the turn of the millennium. In 2004, an even more contentious ad called Pipes was broadcast, which was banned in case children thought it would be fun to climb inside dangerous concrete pipes.
You know when you've been tangoed.
Number 5. The Fight, Volkswagen. At least 1,000 people were annoyed enough by this advert to complain about it to the ASA, which eventually decided that the ad was upsetting and shouldn't be shown before 9 PM, lest children see it. In a way, that's fair enough, since children aren't the target audience for the Volkswagen Golf, but equally, we can't help but feel that that's an overreaction. In the spot, we see a man fighting clones of himself, all of it intended as an elaborate homage to The Matrix, 10 years old by this point. We're not sure that it's a particularly good advert for a car though, since the tagline barely makes sense.
Sometimes, the only one you have to beat is yourself.
Number 4. The Call Centre, KFC. God forbid a child see this and think that it's okay to talk with their mouth full. This advert got more than 1,600 complaints, making it then the most complained about ad in the ASA's history, and all because people thought it was promoting bad manners by showing call centre workers singing while eating the new chicken zinger salad from KFC. The ASA, however, thought that they were making a fuss over nothing, saying that while the ad could be considered tasteless by some, it ultimately didn't need any intervention.
The new Philippine salad is the food's healthy.
KFC has gotten into trouble more recently with its surreal cult-themed ads, but they still received less complaints than this one. Number 3. Dog breath, Wrigley's. This advert got hundreds of complaints in 2003, all of them going to the Independent Television Commission just before the ASA was given jurisdiction over TV spots. It shows a man waking up after a leery night out, vomiting up an entire smelly dog, indicating just how bad his breath was. A solution? A handful of Wrigley's gum, of course, which banishes the dog. But viewers claimed it was upsetting, nauseating, and had frightened their children. In the end, Wrigley's itself withdrew the advert from the screens rather than face more severe penalties. Some people even claimed it made them sick. Hopefully they have some Wrigley's on hand afterwards.
See you, darling.
Number 2. Booking Hell, Booking.com.
This vacation has been a year in the planning. And here you are, standing, nay, staring down your dreams.
More than 2,000 people complained about this advert when it appeared in the UK, since it's all built on using the word booking instead of a certain other word beginning with F.
The door opens. You hold your breath. And then you realize You got it right. You got it booking right.
Used repeatedly in the advert, the complaint said that it was inappropriate to be shown during the day or around children's programs, alleging that it would make children think it's all right to swear. But if the naughty word they're all saying to each other is booking, that's probably not the worst outcome. The ASA didn't uphold the complaints, saying that the words were different enough that it was acceptable.
This is exactly what you booking needed. Bask in the booking glory.
Number 1. Father Christmas's COVID passport. Tesco. Though we think this might be less egregious than Ryanair's jab and go spot, it still amassed a whopping 5,000 complaints to the ASA.
Breaking news. Santa could be quarantined.
Airing in 2021, the intended message was that we should all do our best to enjoy Christmas despite all of the constantly changing lockdown rules, saying that Santa was going to be able to deliver presents this year because he'd had his vaccines.
Next.
Some people, including Gillian McKeith, who had her own run-in with the ASA when they told her to stop claiming she was a doctor, said it was discriminatory towards people who hadn't got the jab. Never mind that the UK's COVID vaccine uptake was over 90%. The ASA didn't uphold the complaints. Let us know if you think some of these adverts really should have been banned, and which you think didn't deserve the heat.